Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we shall be solving question from Abstract Algebra, and in particular group theory. So here in this question, they are asking about the symmetry group. They are saying for each design below, we need to determine the symmetry group, right? Now you can see we have logos of different companies, or you can find such designs in the logos or in the fabrics of a certain ornament. For example, this is the logo of certain companies, I think the wool company is Everdaman, right? Okay, I'm not sure, but they are the logos, they could be the logos of very many companies, correct? Now we need to suggest for the designs which are given here, which symmetry group they determine. So let's take them one by one. Let's take first of all the first design. What can we say about this? Now if you look at this carefully, can you say anything about the reflection here? Suppose I draw this vertical axis. Now is this thing same as this thing here? No, right? So you see we do not have reflection about this axis. What about this axis, the horizontal axis? Let's see this thing also. So if you take the horizontal axis, again this distance and this distance does not give you the same object because there isn't any, right? So therefore we do not have reflection about this axis also, therefore reflections are missing here. What about rotation? If you rotate it like this by 90 degree, again you will have the same design. Again, if you rotate it by 90 degree, you would have the same design. If you rotate it by 90 degree, you would have the same design, and so on. So that means here R90 is a cyclic group, right, where we rotated by 90 degree give us the symmetry of this particular design. If I represent the cyclic rotation group, which is generated by R 360 divided by n is the number of sides. Here the number of sides, they are 4. You can see this like this: 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that means here we can rotate it 4 times, right, to get back into the original symmetry, so that it would be R 360 divided by 4, which is 90. So this is R90. Because reflections do not work here, so we only have rotations by 90 degree in the first case. What about the second design? Here you see we can resemble this design by a simple pentagon, correct? So you know a simple pentagon have a dihedral symmetry of order 10, d5, correct? Here both the rotations as well as reflection work. We can rotate by R 360 divided by 5. How much is that? It is 75. We can divide it like this, right? It is 72 degrees. So we can rotate it by 72 degree each time, so that after 5 rotations we will again reach back at our final position, correct? This is about rotation. What about reflection? For reflection we can take this axis, so we would have the same image on both sides. We can have another axis as this one, right? Another axis as this one. Another one would be like this, and another one would be like this. So therefore we have reflection as well as rotation. So this forms D5. What about the next design? The next design here is D4. It can also be D8. Why? Let's see. Let's examine that case. Here I would say this thing, this y here is same as this y here, which is same as this y here, which is same as this y here, which is same as this y, this y, this y and this y. And how many such y's are there? In total 8. So that means when you move from here to here, or 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 from here to here, here to here, here to here and here to here, in total you have 8 sides, right? So that means you can also have a symmetry of D8 if you have reflections. But you see we also have a design which is inside it, and inside it if you go from here to here, this portion won't come here, right? Because this y and this y, they are different to each other, hence D8 won't work here. How about D4? Here you see in the inner design in the inner design we have this y here, this y here, this y here, and that y there. Correct. So in total 4 such y's. So that means when you rotate it from here to here, you would have the same design. Similarly, in doing so, this y would come to this position, that would also give you the same thing. So that means this thing would work. If you rotate it by 90 degree, it would work. And we have all the rotations by 90 degree and multiples of 90 degree. What about reflections? Yes, we also have reflections. We would have horizontal reflection, we would have vertical reflection, we would also have the diagonal reflections in this cases. So therefore D4 would be the symmetry group for this particular design. What about this S, the symbol S? Now this is the symmetry group where when we rotate it by 180, we would have the same design. Why? Because when you rotate it by 180, what would happen? This portion of S would go to this portion of S, and similarly the lower portion of S would go to this upper portion of S, and hence making it the same thing. Because when you rotate it by 180, this thing would come to this point and this thing would come to this distance here, hence we have the same design. Correct. And moreover, reflections do not work here, so therefore it is just the cyclic group of rotations and not the dihedral group. Correct. What about the next design? For this next design, it resembles that of a square. Correct. So therefore it has D4 symmetry, because both the rotations as well as reflections work here. You can see we have reflection about this horizontal axis, this vertical axis as well, right? And we have this diagonal axis also, this diagonal axis also, and moreover rotations also work. We can rotate it by 90 degree here, 90 degree here, 90 degree here, and 90 degree here, and get back the same design. What about the next one, this Vardhaman symbol? Here it does not have the reflections. Why? Because if you take this axis here, whatever is here, that is not the same as what is here. You can, if you look at the symbol here carefully, you will see the differences. This thing is not the same as this thing. Here you have more pointed thing, here you don't. So therefore reflections do not work here in this case, but we have rotations. You see this forms a kind of triangle, hence we can rotate it by 120 degree, 120 degree, 120 degree, it would give you the same result. Hence we have a cyclic group of rotation by 120 degree. What about the seventh logo? Here you see we have D3 symmetry. Why? Because we also have the reflections. Correct. This is one reflection, this is another one, and this is the third one. And moreover, in addition to that, this resembles that of a triangle. Hence, if we rotate it by 120 degree, 120 degree, and 120 degree, we would have the same image. Hence, D3 is the symmetry. The symmetry group of triangle is the same as this one. Correct. What about this eighth one? We have how many spokes here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 spokes. Correct. Hence D16 is the symmetry here, because here in each of the case you can have a rotation 360 divided by 60 by an angle of 360 divided by 16 degree. Correct. And moreover, in addition to these rotations, you also have reflections which are also 16 reflections, and hence, correct, you have reflection about each of these spoke. Correct. Like this and like this and like this and like this. Hence we have reflections, 16 reflections as well as 16 rotations here. Hence the symmetry is D16. What about this one? Here you have a symmetry of D7. How? If you see it more carefully, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 sides in total covering this design. Hence there would be 7 rotations, 360 by 7 degree, and there are 7 reflections. How the reflections would work? Here you can see you can have the 7 axes of rotation, correct? Reflection. So that is why we have D7 as the symmetry here. What about the 10th design? Here we have D4 as the symmetry, because you can see we can get it similar to that of square, which has 4 rotations and 4 reflections. What about this 11th portion? It is similar to D5, because you see we can resemble it to the pentagon, right? It has 5 reflections and 5 rotations. And the last one resembles that of the group with group of rotations by R36. Here notice that you do not have reflections. Why? Because let me show you. I think rotations would be clear. When you rotate it by 36 degree, you would get back into the same position, and you can do it again and again, so to have the symmetry. Now you can see here this vertical axis. This vertical axis here corresponds to, you see, this design here on the left hand side is different from this design from on the right hand side. Hence we do not have reflection in this case. Hence this group forms the group of rotations by 36 degrees. So I hope you understood this one, this question well. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching.